Everybody, it's Doom here from Dungeons and Doom Biscuit, and today I'm making something a little weird because I don't know. I have an idea in my head of what I want it to look like, but I don't know what it's going to look like. So I have a piece of this is some failed. I don't know. I bought a bunch of these table what do you call them, coasters for like 10 cents a piece, and it's about maybe we can measure it. 3.5 inches in diameter. So bigger than size large, but not quite size huge. But it'll work for what I want it to work for, and it'll be a good size that it's intimidating enough base that you can get the scope of how large of a creature it is. And what I want to do is I want to create something. So in my Western campaign, working for the forces of darkness, actually working for some vampires, is a doctor named Dr. Ludwig Lorbus. And Ludwig Lorbus is trying to create something that he thinks will not only help conquer mankind, but will also stop the monsters. And this creature he's made he calls it the new Adam, like Adam and Eve. And for those of you that watch Buffy, you'll see that there's a obvious reference there. So what he has done is taken a bunch of living beings and morphed them together into a horrible undead amalgamation. Like a Frankenstein's monster, but not necessarily proportioned like a person. So I have my parts box here, and I'm just looking to see what kind of parts I have to use. There's some arms and a head and some torso. I don't want to really get into, here's some bone pieces that'll be good. Big dinosaur, I don't know why you're in the parts box. Well, there's only parts of you there if you're a skeleton, I guess. Here's a caveman. Here we go. Here's some more arms with some texture, and I don't think we can use that head, but we can try. Here's a zombie. There's not enough of him left. So, yeah, what I just basically want is some parts. And there's a leg. As I dig down to the bottom is where you find more, like, people pieces. Here's a broken up Wolverine hero click and a very funny skull bead. And this is the kind of stuff we want to find if we're going to do something like this. Here's parts of a skeleton body and more bone pieces. Yeah, so I think we got what we need to get started. Ooh, look at that. So what's important is that we find some leg pieces and some arm pieces to drag this around and to turn this into a usable creature. You could probably do it in size large, though I don't feel like it would be as good or as scary. Because there's something, it was my group at least, that the size of a base changes the ferocity of a miniature. So I'm going to snip these feet off. And we're going to take those to use for legs for this. We'll keep that head in case we need it. I think for everything else right now, we can kind of leave it for a minute. The first thing I want to do is I want to get kind of a weird shape to create like a lumpy kind of mass. And all I'm doing is creating like it looks like a pickle. And I'm going to, it's about, I don't know, about 2 inches long maybe. A little bit over 2 inches long, something like that. I'm going to get a lumpy pickle shape, and I'm going to start attaching some stuff to it to kind of get this shape I want going. I want it to be kind of hunchback forward with some legs on it. And it's okay to go a little excessive with the glue here. I think that's going to be part of the success of this build, is the silliness of it. I'm going to grab another stick. All right. Oops. That skull. Let's get this leg here. Let's see if we can't make this leg into something. All these old Timmy cavemen. Dave O'Gara from Miniature Mashup's the reason I know about these. Okay, can't get that up. Just snip off nicely, so we're just going to cut around it. Had a longer leg like this, maybe. Something like that one. All right. So I'm not sure what I could really use for the different parts. Let's take one of these arms, kind of mount it on up here. Get another one, kind of put it back there. I don't know if I want to cut that up. I'm going to use this caveman head here. I don't think I like that big leg on the front. I'm going to try to pluck that off without destroying this. I'm not sure if I can, but I know I can cut it off for sure. There we go. I didn't really like the look of it. I think it was taken away from the wonky like proportions that I was trying to go for. So we'll find another leg to put on there somewhere. Maybe we can get this one, even though it's kind of short, we can get this one going. Okay. I'd like to do more with him. I know you couldn't put him on a 2-inch, a 1-inch base. You could do a huge 2-inch base. Huge would be 2-inch. Yeah, this is a 3.5, so it'd be close to gargantuan. All right, let's try something. I have an idea. I don't know how well it'll work. I'm going to get some Cling and Seal food wrap here that I managed to get for less than it would normally cost at like a flea market that some reason had a bunch of it. I think I got this for 50 cents for this roll. I know why, because you can't find the end of the damn thing. It was never opened either. There we go. All right, so you're going to want decent ventilation to do what I'm trying to do here. So I don't know if you guys know this, but you can actually take this and wrap a piece of like a paper up in it and iron it to a shirt. It sounds crazy, but it can be done. So I'm thinking that I can sort of shrink wrap it down to look like gross skin. All right, so it's going to need connected in some way, but it can work. So here's what we're going to do to get that happening. We're going to fold it a couple times to make it a little thicker. And then we're going to cut it. Get some glue down to connect it on one side. Then we're going to pull it taut. Okay, that doesn't work at all. Oh, it's worth a try. If nothing else, it's going to be some neat textures. I thought it would work. I was incorrect. All right, no problem. It's pretty hot. You can just pluck it right off, though. It does stick to you a little bit. I would recommend skipping that step. It was just an idea that I had. Didn't pan out. That happens from time to time. I figured since you could melt it pretty good with an iron that you could do that, but you can't. All right, so that's okay. We're going to take care of it. Let's get some glue, fill in gaps and weird spots. Feel free to make it bubbly and gross. All right, now I got it so hot that I can't work with it. I need a cold air gun too. All right. And what I want to do is just go around here and strengthen joints up and fill in gaps the best I can. I'm just going to take my time and enjoy it. Make it like a fun little game. And once I'm pretty sure it's all sturdy and not going to move, there we go. Something like that. Let's add some gross effects to it at this point. Some things that make it stick out and be a little nastier than it has to be. I'm just getting rid of some spider webs that are in there. And then let's add some like chunks of bone and stuff. So here's a chunk of like bone randomly growing out of this hole here. Oop, ow, ow, ow. Let's try it again. Let's get this piece here and see what we can do with it. We'll snip off that little bit of stuff in there, like that. There we go. And let's get a couple of faces on the sides of him. I'd like to get another face on there. Let's see what I got that I can use. Faces are something my parts box is not full of from stealing heads from monsters and stuff. Alright, here we go. What's that? It's like a Hobbit face from a chess game. That'll do what I want it to nicely. Let's get this cut off. There we go. I like to get that back there on its chest. So to do that, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to get in there and get some glue, kind of wonkily in there. I'm going to try to just push that head into that glue some. I'm going to get like something to poke it that with. What do I got? I can get a toothpick. It's probably cooler as I'm trying to figure something to poke it with. I just want to kind of pull these down and around like that. Alright, is there anything that needs to be moved or messed with? Okay, I think we're looking pretty good for that. I don't think I want that skull. I don't think I want that. Throw that away. Take that face and make it do something for us. It looks like it's screaming and unhappy. And I think we could throw an extra arm or so on here. Like something smaller, like this. Just to give it a little pizzazz. Give it a little oh. Ran out of glue. And we'll take Wolverine's head too while we're here. Find somewhere to park that. Maybe on this arm. If I can snip it down a little bit more, we can put it right on that arm. Oops. Just get it snipped down a little bit more. put it on that arm. Got a little weird piece of something there that needs to go. And then I assume this thing is intelligent enough that it would want to be kind of clothed and stuff. Let's do the base. And probably using super glue on the base is not going to be ideal, I'm guessing. Super glue and baking soda on this base might be a bit of an adventure I don't want to get into. But we can give it a shot. You can't do it like I conventionally would do it, where I just coat the whole thing, you know. You'd have to, since this is going to be soaking into wood and stuff, you kind of got to do it a bit by bit. Might be easier to use like Mod Podge and sand. That's probably the way to go, yeah. We'll see, leave this out so we can do some rocks or something to make the base a little, you know, a little more exciting. I'm just going to get some Mod Podge though. In an old plastic thing. I'm going to squirt some Mod Podge out. I'm going to put a little bit of some kind of color in it. And I'm just going to get a crappy brush. This one has some glue in it from past endeavors. And I'm going to coat that base pretty thick, because I got these holes down here with the writing in them and shit. And we don't want those to be visible. Where to put that toothpick? We're gonna get that toothpick to get in that crack, so I don't have to dirty another brush. I'm gonna have to dirty another brush, never mind. Grab something smaller, get in there and get it covered up. I wanted to get all this on here as best we can, doing some thickness layers that are a little bit different. Okay. Plastic pan to catch my sand. A little rag to wipe this little bit off the side here, because I don't want any there. All right. So that's what we came up with, and I think it's going to do good. You guys want to see it? Well, I'll paint it up and we'll come back and do it. I was going to say you want me to base coat it and we'll take a look at it, but let's not. Let's get it painted. Let's get some glue on some of these new glue, hot glue that I added real quick. Just to make sure everything's sturdy and good. Paint sticks to it nice. All right, so there it is. Please like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell icon, and leave a comment. Those are the things that are supposedly pleasing the gods of the algorithm. And check out the website, www.dungeon-swag.com, for all your mini needs, which is not all your mini needs. It's just going to be some of them. But buy some miniatures there if you can. If you can't, no judgment. We've all been there before. Until then, I'll see you next time.